With members of the right-wing group, the Oath Keepers, now charged with seditious conspiracy against our democracy, we have more knowledge of just how detailed their planning was. The words civil war now seem much less far-fetched to many, and with far-right militia plots to kidnap the governor of Michigan and conspiracy theories taking hold over social media, are we on the verge of something bad?
Barbara F. Walter is one of the world's leading experts on civil wars, political violence, and terrorism. She assesses the stability and risk of violence in countries all over the world. She's a professor at UC San Diego and a life member of the Council on Foreign Relations. Her new book is How Civil Wars Start and How to Stop Them. She joins us live. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
It's my pleasure. It's great to be back in Chicago.
So what is it what gets us from disagreements and heightened discussion about politics to civil war?
Well, I've been studying civil wars for over 30 years in places like Syria and Libya, Afghanistan, Northern Ireland. And one of the things that experts know is that they tend to break out in similar ways, no matter where they happen. In 2017, I was invited by the US government to serve on a task force that they run called the Political Instability Task Force. And I served on it until the end of 2021. And our job was to come up, excuse me, with a predictive model that helped the government predict where around the world instability and violence would break out. And we included lots of different things in this model: poverty, income inequality, how big a country was, how ethnically diverse it was, all the things that we thought might be important and that we had seen in other places. But only two factors came up highly predictive again and again. And the first was whether a country was an anocracy. That's a fancy term that we use for partial democracy. It's governments that are neither fully democratic nor fully autocratic. There's something in between. And the second factor is whether the citizens in those countries begin to organize themselves politically, not around ideology like parties normally do, but around ethnicity, religion, or race.
So, Barbara, let me jump in here for a second. So,
yeah.
in the case of the United States, you may have a group that feels like power is slipping away or influence
Yes.
is slipping away. But it's not the 1850s and you can just grab your musket and go. Do these people really think they're going to take on the American military?
No, the civil wars that happen today don't look anything like the civil wars in the 1800s. And they especially don't look like that if you're trying to challenge a really powerful government with a powerful military like the US military. The civil wars today are more like insurgencies. They tend to be decentralized across a country, fought by multiple different militias, paramilitary groups. Sometimes they work together, sometimes they compete with each other. And they avoid engaging the military. They don't want to do that because they will lose, as you said. Instead, they use unconventional tactics like terrorism directed at civilians or at infrastructure. They have targeted assassination of opposition leaders, of federal government employees. That's the type of civil war you would see here if it were to happen.
Does social media play a part in ramping up things now like it never did in the past?
Yes, I have a chapter called The Accelerant. It's an accelerant of all the factors that we know matter. We know that democracy around the world was increasing for decades and decades until it reached a peak around 2010. After that, democracy around the world has been declining. We know that ethnic nationalism, ethnic hatred, far-right white supremacist groups are growing not just in the United States, but across Europe and Central Europe as well. And all of that started to happen in the mid-2000s, and that's exactly the same time as the smartphone and emerged, and people increasingly got their news from social media.
So moving forward, in terms of a solution to kind of wrap this up, some people have said you're never going to reach the current generation. You have to start with the kids. Is that how you turn this around at this point?
No, I don't think we have that much time to wait for the kids. If we know that the countries that experience civil war are these partial democracies, if we know it happens in countries who have, racially based political parties like we do here, then we know that we have to turn those two factors around in order to eliminate the risk. We need to strengthen our democracy, and we need our leaders, our political leaders, especially the Republican political leaders, to realize that if they continue only to appeal to a white Christian base and they not only ignore everybody else, but try to shut them out of power, that they're taking us down a path towards violence.
All right, you can check out How Civil Wars Start, barbarafwalter.com. Thank you very much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Hey, Mike.